Hello everyone, welcome to the new video on my channel. In this one I will be analyzing one game from my Titled Tuesday tournament played by myself 2 days ago in here on this channel on live stream. Last time during the recap I opted for 3 games, this time I go for only one but with much more detailed analysis. Let me know in the comments which formula do you prefer, and without further ado, let's jump straight into this one. Guys, what to play? Maybe Mora. Let's play Smith Mora Gambit. Okay, he does not accept it, so whatever. Okay, when can I sack on f7? Let me think. Here. Yeah, I'm not sure. Here. Okay, let's just take. Okay, there are not so many people because perhaps I'm losing and playing so badly, so let's just try to play for content, as Hikaru usually says, and sack the bishop here. I'm not even sure if that's the right moment to do it, but let's just try it out. Okay guys, so it turns out I was right about the moment when to sack the bishop. If you want to try it now. As you can see, it's an inaccuracy by the computer means, but in the Blitz game it's kind of a nice try to sharpen up the game. Obviously the main move would be to just simply play bishop b5, pin the knight, and care about e5 pawn in that way, but I thought why not sack the bishop, especially after losses in the first 2 games, right? What's the idea? The idea is that after sacking the bishop, the king is, coming out, and the knight from g8 went a long way to the b6 square, therefore he is not there to protect the king, and I can try to make use out of those weak squares around the king. But right after sacking the bishop I went for the wrong move order. I played knight g5. As you can see, computer already says it's a missed opportunity. The idea is that in here I have to play e6. During the game I didn't like the variation king takes e6, knight g5 check, and king d7. I wanted to checkmate the king, but as of now I can only deliver a fork to a queen and the rook, and at this point continue a game like this. It's a sharp one, perhaps still objectively better for black. That's why I didn't really wanted to play that, mostly because the knight on h8 is kind of trapped. So what's the other variation? If the bishop takes, those are the craziest ones. This is basically the mistake, mostly because of this fork not allowing king to go back. King has to stay close to the bishop in order to protect it, and now the funny stuff is happening, since I cannot really do much to the king. The main move would be queen to f3 check, checking the king and asking him what to do. Well, the problem is that after bishop f5 the check is covered, knight can take my pawn, then attack the queen, and I am missing just one tempo to really make something about my attack. Because after, let's say, g4, knight takes, attacks the queen, protects the bishop, and I have problems, alright? And therefore after king f6 I would have to play knight c3, a column developing evolutionary move in order to prepare d5 fork and bring another piece to the attack if possible. After d5 from the opponent blocking my d5, I can now play g4, very important move in order to take away the f5 square and prepare queen f3. But as you can see, those variations are crazy enough that I will not go into too much detail. It's also kind of new to me really, because not only it's a very sharp and complicated variation, but also that's why usually humans will not go for the bishop takes e6 move at all. So that's just a funny thing I wanted to show you. Going back to the more crucial ideas in here for black, obviously they will include the king e8 and king g8 moves. Just, king is happy to be able to grab the bishop, and now he's able to go back to the safer square. He will do that. But the main idea is that in those variations I can just push d5. So against king e8, d5. Against king g8, d5. What's the idea? The idea is to solidify the structure in the center, as happened in the game, fortunately. But in here I just didn't waste any tempo on any other move, like knight g5, and I was able to play it that way. In that way, this knight is out of play, bishop is out of play, bishop is out of play, king is not so great, rook is out of play, this knight is attacked and we don't know yet where to go with it, etc. So those would be the problems. After knight before hitting the pawn, I can now deliver knight c3, develop the pawn, the knight, then perhaps push a3, and black has a lot of trouble. So basically that is what I was hoping for really in the game. After king e8, basically it's the same story. The small difference is only about the king placement. So on g8, it's a little bit better for black, surprisingly, because if I try to go for like checkmate patterns in some variations, e8 square is free to be taken by the queen, defending the f7 square, so something along those lines. Anyway, I would deal with that if I would play e6. Hopefully I will do so in the next games, in the next Title Tuesdays, so then you can check out did I play better game or not. But anyway, that's why e6 was a better move. After knight g5 check, king e8 or king g8 are yet again possible. Yet again, king g8 should be better because in this variation black can just cover the checkmate and then hit the pawn, hit the queen, etc. So I'm not great here. After king e8 there is no such possibility, but obviously the king has more escaping squares. So even though the computer likes queen f3 as the idea of playing such variation, as a human being I will never play that move since I'm down a piece. I just am giving up the fork. Before a computer evaluated this move as a good one. Right now it is supposed to be a mistake, but the idea is that my attack continues, but you know, from the human perspective I should not ever go for it. So instead of queen f3 I went for e6, logical move, but now the biggest difference between knight g5 and e6 combination and the e6 first and then d5 combination is that in here d5 is not yet played. Therefore, a knight d5 is possible, not allowing me to create this amazing pawn chain, going back with the knight to protect the king, and from this point onwards black is just simply better with one bishop more. Obviously he has its problems, but should be resolving them easily and winning against me. Fortunately in the game my opponent went for queen c7 move, after which I had the amazing setup that I hoped for, and I will not spoil you the game, guys, so let's get back to it. Alright, now here I guess was the move. Now e6, trying to take control over the light squares with some basic checkmate ideas, or knight f7. I'm actually happy with my choice, let's say, for the first time today. Let me know, guys, what do you think? Okay, he goes away from the pin, and also he goes away from the from the fork and from the checkmate problems, but I can just try to play. Can I? Yeah, let's play d5 and solidify this amazing pawn chain. Hopefully I will be able to just close him totally. That's why I think he's supposed to play knight d5 instead of queen c7, so that he has the possibility of not allowing me to create such pawn chain, because in here those pawns are great. This bishop is terrible and so on. Okay, let's play here. Here I will just take. I don't care. For the more complications, I'm up for it. Or am I? Yeah, should be. Here. Knight d5, knight d5, knight c2, king f1, queen c4, king g1, knight a1. And I don't like my situation. Queen f3 maybe then? Yeah, but I am lacking the ideas for the attack, so... Okay, knight d5, knight d5, knight c2, king d2. Okay, queen c4 first. Seems fine also. Okay guys, so what I've meant about this knight takes d5 move. The idea is that I thought that because of my great center that I should draw as a green one, opponent has lack of space, lack of ideas, so perhaps he can think about some sacrifices in order to get some activity. Not only that, after this move I thought that okay, he may try to fork my king and rook, because after king f1 he has this intermediate check, after which he goes away from the attack on c7, and so at this point I thought okay, this variation might not be so good for me in the end. However, computer suggests that at this point I may try to play b3 move with the idea of bishop b2, because I will grab back the knight from a1 and then I can make something out of my activity, because all the black pieces are highlighted as the red ones because they haven't moved really outside of the king, which is actually not good, right? So that would be the case. During my thoughts I thought about queen f3 move, and I am especially mad at myself for it, because I am as of now training my calculation skills with the Chessable course, and I just didn't see that the bishop is hanging, so that's very bad. But yeah, those are the mistakes that will happen if you don't train too much, too hard maybe, so I need to perhaps increase the volume. But anyway, and that's my assumption. So then, if you've heard me correctly, I thought about playing king d2 here, but it's not a great move, because even though I attacked the knight twice now with the attack to the queen, that's why I thought it may be working. The problem is that after queen c5, my knight is hanging. So even though I will grab the knight on c2, the knight on d5 will also be grabbed, so it's no good for me. Anyway, that's not even relevant too much to the game. I just wanted to point out what were my thoughts, because during the game my opponent went for the queen c4 move, the best one actually, not sacrificing anything yet, just increasing the pressure to the d5 pawn. So at this point I was kind of lost, and without any spoilers, let's go back to the game. Okay, this pawn has become a weakness. I don't want to give it up. But do I have a choice? Okay, let's try this move. I don't care about the pawn, the checks. Let's try to play for something. Okay, let's play it there. Okay, queen d5 looks not great. Okay, let's play here. Bishop takes e6, rook d1, queen a5, bishop d2. I should be getting my piece back, but the position seems lost. Okay, he goes for it. Strange. Okay guys, so even though the computer disagrees with me because he thinks that rook d1 is an inaccuracy and rook takes d6 is considered as a good move, those are the evaluations from the computer, and from the human standpoint, this move goes under the possibility of trying some discovered attack by myself, and also after rook d1 I am attacking the queen, trying to just make it go away from defending the bishop. So why does the computer says this move is a good one and this move is a bad one? Because of this queen takes g2 idea, allowing the queen to go away from the attack and attack my queen. But in the game, when you are under the attack once, twice, thrice, you might find yourself in a hard situation, because usually you would look for some passive defense, and in here an active defense was much better one, and that's the only reason why this variation works for black. If my opponent will not find queen takes g2 move, then, as I've said, I will be getting some good position, and this variation, this move indeed look strange. Let's see how the game evolves. Okay, I'm feeling it. I'm feeling the comeback, guys. Okay, I think that he didn't see this move. Uncovering the bishop here, discovering. Okay, let's now castle. This bishop is bad one. Okay, let's just play here maybe. Will I checkmate him or not? Here, here. Okay, okay, he cannot castle. But he will now do it. Oh really? Can he castle when he moved king to f7 early in the game to grab my bishop and went back? Well, he cannot. I hope you know that rule, that when the king moves, he cannot castle anymore in that game. As you can see, I forgot about that rule in the time trouble, so the remedy for it is to not get into time trouble, I would say. Anyway, let's just continue with the game. Okay, rook d6 is coming. Beautiful move. Let's do it. Come on. Okay, at least after this humiliation with castling rolls, I played a brilliant move. It's not considered a brilliant here, since I am not really sacrificing anything, and if I know the rule correctly, in order for a move to be a brilliant one on chess.com, you need to sacrifice something. In here I don't sacrifice something, even though the rook is under double attack, because the rook is pinned, the pawn is pinned, so this rook is perfectly placed, putting more pressure to the opponent's king. So let's say after this castling rule that I forgot about, this move is so good one that I can tell myself that I'm, let's say, alright in chess. If you agree, let me know in the comment. If you don't agree, also do it there. And from this moment onwards, there is really not that much to talk about. We both were in a very big time trouble, and I got to win the game because my opponent is under a big pressure. I am attacking him on d file, on e file, therefore I should be winning the game. Obviously I could have done it better, but in such time trouble it's not that easy, so I will not analyze any inaccuracies that occur here. I would like you to just enjoy the end of the game before going into the outro. Okay, what about this one exactly here? He cannot take because of the checkmate. Okay, where is he going? Come on. Where are you going, my friend? Okay. Okay, we got it. First game, even though I've played it in, let's say, not greatest way, but finally a win is a win. 1 out of 3. Hope to build some momentum on this. Okay guys, so that's the game and analysis. I hope you liked it. Let me know in the comments below which formula do you prefer from this video or from the one week before. I will really appreciate your opinion on that topic, because I want to deliver the best content for you possible, the most engaging one. So let me know, leave a like, leave a subscription, and we'll see each other shortly in the next video. Bye.